So welcome to yet another interesting module. So we are here for the session on data analytics, business data analytics using Power BI. So business data analytics using Power BI. So this is the tool which is being predominantly used by major houses, business houses that we have already discussed about. So it's time to see in detail what is this tool capable of and how to configure, install, and all these demographical things we will be setting up before we actually jump onto the detailed modules. So welcome to module 3, Introduction to Power BI. So this tool, as we have already discussed, this tool has got various sections. I mean, we talk about the desktop version, then we have the cloud version, and we saw that this Power BI is a part of a bigger platform called Power Platform. Right, so Power Platform itself has got 3 components. One of them is absolutely Power Apps, and then we also have Power Automate apart from Power BI. However, let's quickly move on and then understand what are the things that we are going to see as a part of module 3 over here. The focus would be to see how Power BI has evolved over time and leveraging on the power of the data, and how to install, configure the desktop as well as the Power BI service as well. So these are the things that we are going to see. Then we will see how to connect to different data sources. So be it, let's say, on-premises or be it a cloud SQL database. So both of these things we are going to see. We will also have a quick look at the transform techniques. The different Power Query options that we have got. That will be a part of the part 2 of module 3 actually. And then we will see what are the advanced data source that are available for data transformation. And there will be an activity, followed by all these things, there will be an activity to connect Power BI desktop with GitHub data sources. So we will see some of the GitHub data sources, which are GitHub, or we can take up Kaggle or any data sources that we have, so we can take it up directly. So we will have a look at it. So what is Power BI as a tool? As we discussed that it has evolved over time, and this tool is there in existence since 2015 as a tool, as a desktop tool, but it was already there from 2010 as we discussed in our last session. So it came in the form of Excel Self-Service BI in the year 2010, and there were 4 sections of it. So predominantly Power Query, so which was the ETL tool, and basically to mine the data and then bring it to the platform. Then we had the Power Pivot, so which was actually the analytical engine behind this Power BI. And then we had Power View and Power Map for the visualization purposes, right? So we have the data cleansing, formatting options through query. Then we have the pivot to analyze, and then finally we have our main source, which is the other part of the thing, that is the visualization part of it, right? So Power BI is specifically famous for the visualization, correct? So let's proceed with this. So the different sections, mainly the app service, so which is there as a part of the cloud services, what we call it. That is also a very important part that we are going to have a quick look at it. Now, when you build a Power BI report, or when you build a Power BI solution per se, before we talk about the report also, when we talk about the Power BI solution as well, so we need to look at something like we have data sets, which is the most fundamental block. Then we have the reports. Then we have the dashboards. So reports and data sets are a part of desktop. They are also a part of cloud service. But when it comes to cloud service, dashboard plays an important role. So dashboards are the major building blocks of the service part of it, the cloud part of it, right? So primarily, the first thing that we need to do is when we talk about Power BI desktop, so the first thing is we need to install this application, this solution. So what we need to do is we will simply say Power BI desktop download. That's it. So we'll say Power BI desktop download and we click on the first Microsoft link that we have and it will take us to the download page. Now here I have a small request that I need to make. So there are options. We can just go to download also, but I would prefer you to go to this particular second option which says advanced download options. So there is a reason behind going to advanced download options. So we can see what application, what software are we downloading. So there are two versions of it actually. So let me just show you. So this is the download center of Power BI. Now what we have come across is that when you download Power BI, so first of all we need to have, before we download, we see that, okay, we are talking about, it is, I told you that it is available in so many languages. So you can download it in different languages as well. We do have the details. What are the details that are required? So the last version that we have is from 2021, 12th of May. So as we can see, and so it gets changed every month. So what we need to do is, whenever you are progressing on a project, it is always a good practice to look for the latest version of Power BI. So majorly, what are the factors? You can see that it talks about the data, getting data, creating of relationships, creating reports, saving the reports, and then publishing the reports. These are the features of Power BI desktop. It talks about the requirements, the system requirements that we have got. So ideally, if you have a Windows 10, so directly you don't require anything, any other software as such. And we do have Power BI available in two platforms. This is what I was referring to. So two platforms, so 32-bit and 64-bit. Now Windows 10 is anyway a 64-bit operating system, so we need to download the 64-bit operating system, and then we have the installation, so where you need to run the MSI, right? So what we do is we go to download, and then what you need to do is you need to click on the 64-bit exe file, and we say next, and then we can download this. Once you download and once you install this, so it will sit in your startup menu, and then it will look something like this. So now we are ready to harness the power of Power BI. So this tool, this particular icon also that you are seeing is a new icon. And first of all, when you open this, it will look something like this, and we can just ignore this box right now. And then we will proceed one by one. We will be explaining this particular tool, and then we will be moving on to the cloud services as well. Something very important, Power BI file that you prepare, the file that you make is of extension PBIX. So PBIX file you develop. And on the right hand side, you see that it is logged in. So you can see sign in. So if you don't see anything, then you need to sign in. So I'm logged in with my colleague's account, and for this training purposes. And otherwise it will look like sign in, and you have to sign in over there. So there are reasons why we need to sign in, and what is the requirement for having the cloud service. So we will look into that in a while. So let's get acquainted with the setup that we have got, the entire desktop, what we have over here, before moving on to the cloud version. So top we have the menu. Left hand side we have the tabs. The first one is report, followed by data, and third one is the model. So report, data, and model. So now if somebody asks that, okay, how can you correlate, or can you correlate Power BI with any software of the present times? So I just ask this question. Do you know Microsoft Excel? Yes, I know Microsoft Excel. Then I ask that, okay, do you know Microsoft PowerPoint? Oh, of course I know PowerPoint. And have you come across a software called Microsoft Access? Yeah, Microsoft Access I know, but I've not practiced it, or I have not, delved into that particular software so much. But I know what is that. So can we have a quick understanding about that? So Excel is for what purpose? Excel is a spreadsheet. So it is actually for crunching data from different sources. We have seen an example, shortly, in the last module as well. Then Microsoft PowerPoint is actually for showing all your visualizations and creativity and all these stuff. That's a part of your Microsoft PowerPoint. What does Microsoft Access has to do over here? So Microsoft Access is actually a tool which allows you to develop the relationships between the data. So that is the part, right? So if I say that, okay, do you know all these three tools? Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Access. So if the other person says yes, then I say that you already know Power BI, right? So most of the things are accumulated from these applications only. Let's see what are these. What are the things that has been accumulated from these sources, right? So the first thing is this report, and what you see in front of you, it actually resembles a PowerPoint slide. You will see in a while. So it resembles PowerPoint slide. Then talking about the second part, which is the data. So this is actually the section where you will see all your data when we touch base with any kind of a database or something like this. And then we will see a model. So we'll see how a model looks like. So this is the place which will hold all your data models. Whatever connections and all these things you are making. So it will be a part of this screen. We will be able to see the properties. We will be able to see the fields and the entities. So people who are aware with Microsoft Access, they should be aware of the terms like relationship, entity, primary key, foreign key. So we will be using these terms over here. So that's why it's a combination of these three tools. So now, before we move to the deeper sections of this, so now we know that, okay, how to install and how to configure. Configuration, we are just moving towards it. But before that, let's have a look at the cloud section as well. So when you go to cloud, so let's say I'm opening it in some other portal. So we need to say app.powerbi.com. app.powerbi.com. So first time when you open, it will ask to sign in and something like this. So what you can do is you can click on the sign in option, and first time definitely it will ask for the all your options which are related to the Microsoft Office 365. Some features will be correlated over here as well. But predominantly you will see that the first screen would look something like this. When you open, the first screen would look something like this. So on the left hand side you have the panel. So this is the panel, and then it allows you to get the data from organization, services, files and databases. So we will go in deep for this section as well as we proceed within this modules. But for the time being, now you know that, okay, we have got the various processes over here as well. So now what we do is we go back to our desktop version and let's have a quick look at all the features. So we have the left hand side tabs we have seen. Now coming on to the right hand side options, we have the filter, and after filters you will see that there is an option which says visualization. So you will see visualization. So filters, visualizations and fields. These are the three sections which are most important section of Power BI. You will see gradually that it resembles a pivot. So you will find these filters and the field sets and all these things within the Power BI arena over here as well. Now, apart from that, we have the menu options. So you have the home menu, which allows you to look for the options which says get data and connecting to SQL database and some live data sources, or creating a table and to an endpoint connection, and then manage the recent sources, and then you have the transform data sources, and all these features are available over here. Now apart from that, we have this option called modeling, where we will see that we can add some tables with DAX also. What is DAX? We will discuss in a short while in some other modules, where we will be seeing how to create a table using DAX. So DAX has got different parameters. We will be talking about that also. Then we will talk about the view section majorly, which will say that okay, how to work with the entire page, how to work with page view, how to deploy themes, and then how to filter data, and how to actually add bookmarks to these pages, and then see the performances of these reports. And also we have the synchronization of slicers. So these are the things that we will be learning in subsequent modules as we proceed. Okay. So apart from that, there is help that also we will be discussing during this particular session. So now the first thing that we are going to work on is the home menu, wherein we see that home menu comprises of the most important thing called get data. So get data is actually the place from where you connect your data source into Power BI. So there is something called the CDS, or Common Data Services. So Common Data Services, actually there are some of the services which are used heavily by applications, and they are like this. So we have Excel, and then we have SQL Server, we have web, we have OData. So that will be one of the major data sources that we are going to use in this particular training. And then we will have blank queries as well, right? So we can work with blank query as well. Talking from the perspective of get data, so if you don't find your data source over here, what you can do is you can always go to this option called more, and it will open up a complete bigger list of data sources. So starting from your file, wherein you can where you can connect Power BI with text, CSV, and you can even connect it with a folder, PDFs, and then a SharePoint folder as well. So those things you can do very much. Followed by the database. So database, it's like a big set of database starting from SAP, MySQL, and SQL Service Analysis Services, Server Database, SAP HANA, and all these things. Then we have the Power Platform. So that also can be connected over here. Then we have Azure. So Azure related all these data sets and storages can be connected using Power BI. We do have other online services also. So starting from, so if you have got a SharePoint list, that can also be connected. If you have an Exchange Online, that can also be connected to Power BI. And then you have Google Analytics, GitHub, then you have Marketo, then we have Zillow and Twilio, and then we have Zoho, and all these QuickBase and other things are there. And then we have some other data sources like R and Python and OData feed. You can connect it to Active Directory also and then get some details over here as well. So a lot of data sources, and also apart from all these things, you have something called blank query. So blank query is also available, wherein you can type your connection string and query and then get the data directly over here. That's also a possibility. So this is like you can call it as the structure of Power BI desktop version actually. Followed by the sections which carries all the visualization work. So all the visualization starting from the bar charts, column charts, and funnel chart, and correlation charts are there, then tables are there, matrices are there. You can bring in R and Python data as well over here, and then we will see some of these options like the key influences and the decomposition tree, and finally we will work with the Q&A feature as well. So these are some of the visuals. Apart from that, you can always go to this option called more visuals, and then more visuals, what it does is it will open a list of visuals which is not there as a standard, but they are a part of the marketplace of Power BI. So there are hundreds of such visual which are available as a gallery, and you can download them and then you can actually work with them. So there are several of them, word cloud and time slicer. So most of the visualizations are available over here. So starting with the synoptic panel as well, the storytelling, as well as the pivot slicer and Aster plot, and all these things are available over here. So apart from that, the next most important section is the option for formatting. So you can see these two options. So in visualizations tab, the first one talks about the values, and you will see that any program, any particular feature or anything that you add to this Power BI tool actually would relate to either of these things. So you will have a value, or you will have some axis, rows, columns, and stuff like this into this particular area. And apart from that, you have something called format. So format allows you to just work with the page background and alignment and all the page size and stuff like this. All these things are a part of the format. So from the perspective of Power BI as a desktop tool, so we were just looking into these options. So apart from the desktop tool, when you are publishing it to the cloud, we do have a concept of the gateways also. So keep in mind. So gateway is a way to connect an on-premise data warehouse or a data set to cloud. So you have a Power BI site, the web service, and you have data warehouse. To connect both of them, you would require a gateway, right? So to connect on premises. Let's have a look at the architecture. So now that we know that how the tool looks like to some extent, let's have a look at the architecture. So we have the Excel part of it, which is for the analysts, and we have the desktop tool, which is right now we are leveraging on, and the data sources could be on-premise or it could be for cloud as well. So one is the Microsoft Cloud, or there could be non-Microsoft Cloud as well. Some SaaS applications and all these platforms also can become a part of Power BI's cloud platform, what we call it. And after this, all these data would be published from the Power BI to take it to the browser. So you can open it in browser, or you can open it on mobile applications as well. So all these facilities are available with Power BI. Some of the sample dashboards and data sets that Power BI can create, and we will be creating similar kind of charts and dashboards in our session. We have already looked into the Power BI service, and we have seen the configuration and the installation. So all these things we have seen, and we have gone through this particular demo of starting from how Power BI desktop can be downloaded and installed, how it can be configured, opened, and how the cloud service looks like. So all these things, a demo we have seen. One more example, one more thing before we move to the next section is that we can just go to file, and then we can save this particular file. But before saving, we need to just go to this option called options and settings, and there is something called options, and this is the location where you will find all the settings or the global or the current file settings that you see. So all are there. Usually when you work with data sources, they occupy some space also within your Power BI tool. So at times Power BI might become slow. So in that case, what you need to do is come to the data load section of global, and then you need to remove this caches. So there is a Q&A cache also that has now been removed. So if you have any artifacts, that also can be cleared. So these are the three places where artifacts and files, temporary files, can be kept. So you now have an understanding that how Power BI as a tool can be utilized to harness the power of data and data in different sources. Okay, so that's it from this part of module 3.